who are city employees, and I know that the morale is terribly low. And so let me tell you, my priority number one for me is infrastructure. If nothing else gets funded, infrastructure needs to be funded, and that includes the people who make it run and the people who make it safe. I will be constantly looking for efficiencies and other ways that we can take the money and put it in to supporting the workers and our infrastructure. A lot of people actually don't realize that the infrastructure itself is having some problems, like our sewer systems are very they're very old and they flood. And what amazes me is that people go down into those things and see the most horrible things, and yet they haven't received a pay raise. Not on my watch.
I think it's really important that we're able to stay competitive with other organizations. So I understand that our current pay structure is not necessarily as competitive as the county or the city of Tampa, and I think that's really important so that we can retain residents here in St. Petersburg. I can tell you that one of the things I would first look for are other efficiencies in city government, including reducing redundancies, driving down operating costs, using energy efficiencies, and that kind of thing. I do understand that I believe there is a possibility for an increase this year, and I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, that's a very good question, and something I can address with authority. I've worked for the city of St. Petersburg, and I've been a member of the union bargaining team, Service Employees International Union. And what we have put together is a contract that's going before ratification for the SEIU that would include a 2% salary increase, as well as the restoration of steps. And steps is very important to the blue-collar workers because people were getting hired that didn't have as much seniority as other people, and they were getting bigger salary increases. So the restoration of steps is going to equalize that process over time, as well as making the anniversary date uniform for salary. That's something that you get a salary increase on anniversary dates. But it's going before ratification, ironically, August 26th, the day before the primaries. And if it gets ratified, that'll go into effect, I think, at the beginning of the next fiscal year.
Well, I think as Alex pointed out, infrastructure is one of our primary responsibilities as a community. And having attended some of the budget review meetings, it seems pretty clear that a raise is imminent in the next year's budget, and that's been long overdue. People have gone without a pay raise for far too long, and we do need to stay competitive, so I'm anxious to see that happen.
Carol, we'll let you go down that road. We'll let you start that meeting to be turned on.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not just the city that's experiencing this. All the corporations are experiencing it. I mean, the majority of folks that I know haven't had raises in several years. So it's not just a city issue. It's a countrywide issue in all businesses. The tough thing with the city can't just necessarily sell more products or raise the prices on the products. It's going to have, something's got to give in order to be able to give raises to folks. So you're either going to have to raise taxes, which nobody wants to do, or you're going to have to look inside and you're going to have to peel back. You're going to have to try and work with different areas to improve processes to get better efficiencies so you can do more with less. I hate that term, but you have to use it again. Or you'll have to be able potentially to cut some jobs to free up that money, because the only other alternative is to raise the taxes, which isn't something that the folks want right now. So it's a really tough decision, and it's a hard thing, but I'm willing to go in there and work with the city staff to try and figure out a solution to be able to give the folks some more money.
Thank you. I'm Jordan Rice. Over the $220 million revenue that we have goes to supporting our 2,700 city employees, and half of those employees work in public safety. Warren, it's a great question, and it is a city issue. There are some workers who haven't gotten a raise in 6 years. I'm very proud to tell you that when I was the president of the League of Women Voters in St. Pete, I worked as a founder and a core participant with the People's Budget Review, and we facilitated a public process welcoming the public to give ideas back to the city, to bring in transparency, to bring in accountability, to look at the budget in a holistic way, and to let the mayor and city council and staff know what what our priorities were, and where we wanted to look for revenues, where cuts were acceptable. But most of all, it came out loud and clear that we wanted to support our city workers, and I will, as your next city councilwoman, stand with our city workers and negotiate fairly for their rights. Thank you.
Yes, I could be long and drawn out about it. Basically, I've been saying since day one when I entered, I am strongly for giving raises to city workers. They haven't had it in years, and they're entitled to it. It's not only just competitive, it's fair, it's the right thing to do. They've earned it.
Well, Dr. David McCaleb, and unlike my opponents in this race, I'm the only one who's put forward a concrete plan with numbers exactly where the money comes from to give raises to the employees. I'm not going to talk about platitudes. I'm going to talk about hard numbers. We have $80 million in excess reserves, not reserves, but excess, above and beyond what is legally required. We should take $2 million of that, use it for raises right away. I'm willing to offer $10 million for raises if we incentivize employees to adopt a defined contribution plan so we can rescue our pension plan and avoid bankruptcy. I think we also have to focus our money on the primary services of our city, roads, police, utilities, and parks. And if we do that, then we're not going to have to worry about cutting worker pay anymore. We have to stop giving money for the lens. We have to stop double widening our sidewalks and putting pretty median strips in. Now, I also think we should move $60 million from the surplus reserves into the employee pension fund. I'm the only one who's talking about putting more money in the control of the city workers so they can have a secure retirement.
Thank you. Amy, you get to choose the next questioner. You got to, please wait. You choose who you want. Monica will go up to them with the microphone.
Judy Hunt. I would like each of the candidates to answer one question. 2 words will be happy. Lens, keep it, stop it.
Amy, I'm going to pass.
Keep it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it. Stop it.
Stop. The only District 4 candidate to sign the petition to stop it.
People decide.
Okay. Next question. I'll let you choose the next question.
What happened?
Well, this question is for Dr. David McCaleb. 4 years ago, as reported widely in national media, you forwarded an overtly racist email depicting the President of the United States as a witch doctor. If you could be magically transported back in time so that you were standing over the shoulder